Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
A lot of people are really addicted to social media, but could there actually be a social network out there that is for the people? Well, my guest today, Bill Ottman, is the founder and CEO of Minds.com. It's a new social network that's very similar to a lot of other platforms that you might be familiar with, but Minds.com sets themselves apart because they encrypt all of their messages, thereby keeping it safe from the prying eyes of advertisers and government agencies. So Bill, welcome to the show. Now, I'm very skeptical about any social network that's out there. So what is going to set Minds apart from the rest?
Sure. So Minds is a free, open source, and encrypted social networking platform that actually rewards people with viral reach just for using the app. And it's democratically powered by the people through voting tools that we have on the site. So most status quo social networks, you really don't get anything out of them. In fact, they're exploiting you with corrupt algorithms and surveillance. So between the fact that we're sharing our code, we don't have any access to user conversations, zero knowledge. We wanted to take ourselves out of that equation entirely. And the fact that just for using the app, you're increasing your reach so that more people can view your content.
Right, well, because that was a big issue with the CIA-funded Facebook, was that they sort of got everyone hooked and really sucked in to this huge platform, and then they just flipped with this new algorithm that really kind of suppressed the information, and it was more of a pay-to-play type of a platform, which caused a lot of companies to tank, actually. So now talking about your encryption, I mean, how do you know this isn't going to get hacked? How strong is this encryption? Like, what would crypto experts say?
Sure. So we already have people in the peer review community checking out our code. If you go to minds.org, actually, we just put it up, but it's sort of the skeleton of the governance and code model. So you can actually check out a bunch of the code there right now in terms of the encryption. And we're releasing all the code this year. Now, no encryption, to claim that it's perfect encryption, that would just be ridiculous to say, because encryption is an end. And actually allowing the community to inspect our code, it's the best that we can do compared to all other social networks. I mean, other networks will say that they're private and encrypted, but because their code is proprietary, they're not allowing the peer review community to inspect the code, so they're backdoors into your system.
So you're kind of in this beta testing stage right now. So you have people going in, experts looking at the code and saying, well, there's a vulnerability here, there's a flaw, a design flaw here. And are you sort of taking all that feedback and fixing it at that point, strengthening the encryption?
Absolutely. We've already had a bunch of security researchers contact us privately about certain possible vulnerabilities. We've never been hacked to this point, so that sort of stands for itself, but we wouldn't claim to be hack-proof. Nobody is hack-proof, but we've had some great commentary on, there's a platform called Git, which allows programmers all over the world to collaborate on code. So we've already received some great suggestions there, and that's only gonna keep amplifying.
Right, because there was kind of a little bit of feedback with the online. I was seeing a lot of different anonymous groups out there sort of doing a little bit of infighting, saying, anonymous, they're claiming that we all support this program, but, obviously it's not an organization, it's more of an idea. So, I've seen one of the bigger anonymous groups out there on Twitter saying, well, any social network is going to be CIA, especially if they say, trust us, something like that. So what do you want to say to people out there that are kind of pushing you as the next Facebook? And, I mean, I guess you're saying right now you're not claiming to be totally hack-proof, but you're trying.
Right. First of all, we're not saying trust us. I mean, we think that we're sort of doing everything we can by being transparent in this way. And, the media sort of ran with the whole anonymous story because certain groups of anonymous do support what we're doing, and there's tons of anonymous accounts on the site. We allow anonymous accounts. You don't have to use your real name. You don't even have to use a real email. So definitely elements of anonymous do support us, but others are being skeptical, and that's good. We think that, I mean, for everybody to just blindly say, oh yeah, go for it, don't second guess everything. They should question what we're doing, and we want that process to keep happening.
Right, and that's why I think what you're doing is so important, because allowing people to have access, this open source platform, it's allowing people to be a part of the solution. So describe to me, why is it so important for people to understand the code that they're interacting with?
Sure. So every time you turn on your computer, every time you open a browser, every time you log into an app, you're empowering a corporation with your energy and your activity on that network. So when people are using proprietary browsers like Chrome or Safari or all of these, every time you log in, you're empowering them. So we're saying it's not just about using Minds, it's about using all free and open source platforms, whether it's Firefox for your browser or Ubuntu for my operating system. These are empowering open companies. Wikipedia, they took out all the proprietary encyclopedias, and that has been a great thing for humanity in general. It's about having access to information about the products that we're consuming. So it's really, if you're consuming an app or consuming an apple, it's kind of the same kind of situation.
Right, and whether we like it or not, every single thing that we're going to be interacting with in the future is going to have some sort of a code. They're talking about now swallowing chips in order to have a biometric password, or nanobots to be injected and help with health issues and things like that. So all of these things are going to have code in them. And so here, if it's proprietary, you have no idea if that nanobot has some sort of a backdoor into an advertiser or some sort of corporation, or things we can't even comprehend at this point right now. So, what do you think about that? Facebook is actively talking about hooking everyone up to virtual reality, basically saying that at some point, the things that you think, your friends will immediately be able to experience it and things like that. What does that say for the future? What do you think people should be concerned with?
Sure. Yeah, all of that stuff is really incredible, and it's sort of inevitable. Now, a double-edged sword, because it's solving health problems, but it also has these potential threats if the code is proprietary. So I guess you would call it transhumanist implants that you can get that are ethical, and others that are proprietary. And so you actually don't know if they have backdoors into your biology, which is incredible to think about. But it's already happening now. People are already getting implants for vision and hearing, and it's doing incredible things, but it's also doing potentially very threatening things.
Right. And so that's kind of why, normally I wouldn't really ever advocate for any social networks out there, but I think I really do appreciate what you guys are trying to do, kind of being by the people, for the people with this, allowing people to get in, look at the code, inspect it for themselves, see what's really going on, see if there's any backdoors. And I guess, I'm sure there are going to be some ultra hackers out there that are going to be able to figure some stuff out. But I agree with you. It kind of with the organic food movement. You've got to know what you're interacting with, what you're putting in your body, what you're using, because you are empowering whatever corporation or whatever entity that is that you're interacting with. So here, this is kind of a conscious social network, a conscious platform. So Bill, what else would you like to say about Minds.com and letting people know about how they can be part of this open source solution?
Sure. So it's really about empowering free, open source, and encrypted networks. It's not just about Minds. We would love for people to help our movement, but what we think is that the ultimate top social network in the world should be free, open source, decentralized, and it's really a federation of all of the different free and open source projects happening in the world. It's all these platforms are going to come together to create this top network. So yeah, I would just encourage people to use Firefox, use Tor, use Minds, use Diaspora, use all the other federated free and open source networks. Use GNU Linux for your operating system. I'm using Ubuntu right now. You don't think that it makes a difference, but if you're booting up into Apple and Microsoft products, you're empowering them, and it's just not enough.
Right, and
it's just as good.
Yeah. Well,
oh God. All right.
So if you're plugging into Apple and Microsoft, so start there.
Right. So if you're plugging into Apple and Microsoft when you boot up your computer, it's sort of this probably unconscious thing. People don't realize that. They think, oh, I have to use those. Those are the best out there. But really, you can use GNU Linux, which has tons of distributions for your operating system. I use Ubuntu. There's another one called Debian. There's Tails. They're just as easy to install. And every time you boot up your computer, you're supporting these conscious projects. And so, yeah, again, it's just about being conscious of what we're consuming and sort of voting with our dollars, voting with our energy.
Absolutely. And we can see just how the organic food movement has taken off. The same thing, people voting with their dollars, or people choosing to tune into alternative media rather than consuming lamestream dinosaur media for all of their news. That's what it's all about. There are power in numbers, and it is all about being conscious of what you're investing your energy into, and absolutely fighting for the future, because it doesn't belong to just those people who want to control it. Well, Bill, thank you so much, founder of Minds.com.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for tuning into the show tonight. Enjoy your 4th of July holiday. Celebrate your freedom while you still can, and wave those American flags while they're still not considered racist. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Help take us to the next level. And you can also become a subscriber to prisonplanet.tv. Your subscription will gain you instant access to over 18 years worth of content, and you can share your username and password with up to 20 people at the same time. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We will see you here again Monday, 7 p.m. Central.
I want to talk about a perfect storm today. And the perfect storm I'm going to discuss is a really good perfect storm. I have prayed, literally, to be able to find a high-quality gun sponsor that is affordable and that is extremely well-made and effective that I can promote to my audience. About 6 months ago, we get contacted by Head Down Firearms, hdfirearms.com. Low cost compared to competitors, super high quality, super lightweight, super accurate, and the experts salivate over it and love it. Their entire line of 5.56, 308, and their accessories are simply amazing, and it's designed by battle-hardened vets that know what they wish they would have had. You need to go to hdfirearms.com today, or you can visit headdownproducts.com. That's headdownproducts.com.
We celebrate the 4th of July as a reminder of earning our independence from a tyrannical and oppressive government. Just a reminder to the Obama administration, there's plenty of room on the calendar for another holiday.